I love the Lord. He heard my cry, and he pitied every groan. Long as I live and troubles rise, I'll hasten to his throne. And so, Lord, humbly at your throne I bow right now. Lord, asking, Lord, with humility in my heart, with contrition in my stance and my posture, I'm asking you to just take over this moment right now. I offer myself to you as a living sacrifice. Lord, as I offer my time to you, Lord God, as I offer my mind, my heart, my spirit, my will, asking you to conform it. Lord God, I'm ready to receive the word that it is that you have for me for today, whether it be for the rest of the week, whether it be for a lifetime, Lord, whatever it is you want me to hear. Right now my ears are open, Lord, and I'm ready to receive. And Lord, so speak a word to me, Lord God. Speak a word that I can deliver to all men that you would have me to be a witness to. And I believe you would do it simply because I ask. Thank you in advance. In Jesus' name, amen.
I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I've spoken to you. Remain in me, as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. This is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now remain in my love. If you keep my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you this, so that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, because servants do not know their master's business. Instead, I have called you friends. For everything that I learned from my Father, I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, and so that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you. This is my command: love each other. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you. Remember what I told you: servants are not greater than their master. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you also. If they obeyed my teaching, they will obey yours also. They will treat you this way because of my name, for they do not know the one who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would not be guilty of sin, but now they have no excuse for their sin. Those who hate me hate my Father as well. If I had not done among them the works no one else did, they would not be guilty of sin. As it is, they have seen, and yet they have hated both me and my Father. But this is to fulfill what is written in their law: they hated me without reason. When the Advocate comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth who goes out from the Father, he will testify about me. And you also must testify, for you have been with me from the beginning.
It's all right to clap your hands. raise the dead. Yes, he can. If you begin to praise him, I know a blessing comes down. Just praise him. Just believe it, receive it. When the praises go up, yeah. Savior, yeah.
Parable is a story. Okay, it's a story that is used to illustrate a spiritual or moral truth. The goal of a parable is to do two things. The first goal of a parable is to make the teaching clearer. Second goal of a parable is to make the audience choose. Whenever Jesus tells a parable, his main point, or one of his points, is that he wants you and I to make a choice, right? Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1, follow me as I follow Christ. So wherever Jesus goes, I got to follow Jesus, but I follow Jesus through following Mondo, but I got to make sure Mondo is still following. So while I'm following Mondo, I'm peeking, I'm checking, and I'm making sure that Mondo is following, because if Mondo ever goes in a different direction than where Jesus goes, then I got to make a choice. He was lost and is found. God only sees people in two categories. He doesn't see people as white or black. That's where we divide. He doesn't see people as conservative or liberal. That's where we divide. He doesn't see people as Democrat or Republican. That's where we divide. He doesn't see people as Trump supporters or non-Trump supporters. That's where we divide. He doesn't see people as weave wearers and natural hair wearers. That's where we divide. That's not how God sees us. God sees every single solitary person on this planet as either lost or found, as either dead to me or alive to me. And whenever God finds someone who is dead to him and that person comes alive to him, he wants everybody to celebrate. You felt the pull and the tug from God that says to you that there's got to be more than this. You feel the pull and the tug from God. That's God working in. God is doing something inside of some of us in this room where we feel it. We're starving. We want more. We want to learn. We want to grow. We want to be. And you say it. You're like, man, I got to get my prayer life together. And you're like, man, I want to learn how to study the Bible. And man, I want to understand more. And man, I want to get out them scriptures where Pastor be getting like, man. And you feel that. Why? Because God is working in you. You're doubting. There's something going on in your life, something happening, something just is going on, something you don't understand, something you don't know, something you don't agree with, something that is bothering you, something keeping you up at night, something causing you to lose sleep. And you're wondering all of these years with all of these prayers and all of these studies and all of these scriptures that you have given and done and your faithfulness to God, where is God in this situation? And you're doubting whether or not God will show up and or come through. And what I'm telling you is God brought you here. Forget the rest of the message. This is for somebody in here. This is your word. Your word is you may be fretful, you may be doubting, you may be uncertain of tomorrow, but listen, don't allow your doubt to stop your worship, because you can doubt and worship at the exact same time. Sometimes there are some doubts you will not get over until you worship through the doubt. We are called to make disciples, not converts. You missed that one. What is discipleship? Discipleship is learning to become Jesus. Jesus is the Son. He is not the Father. But what he says is, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. My question is, when we see you, who have we seen?